Today I got more serious stuff on my mind. Woo! Did y'all hear the news of the missing protester? The young woman, Nigerian immigrant. She was one of the protesters, but what the protesters didn't know, she was speaking on behalf of the Black Lives Movement with all the passion, that people have for that movement. But no one knew that she was homeless. Oluwatoyin Salau. And as it turns out, she had, even during this pandemic, homelessness is just still thrown away, ignored, nothing, no attention, no care. It's one of the worst crises that you could ever be in because everybody turns the other way. Everybody misjudges people who are experiencing homelessness. She got put out even during the pandemic. And can you imagine a 19-year-old young woman with no place to go? And she's standing in the midst of a crowd of protesters who have not connected and understood the crisis of homelessness yet. She wasn't comfortable enough to say, "Hey everybody, I'm homeless. Can y'all go on your Cash App? Send me $5 each, maybe? $2, whatever you can." That's not part of our culture. She felt more confident talking about the Black Lives Matter movement than she did acknowledging that she was in a huge crisis. So that's one thing that I have against the Black Lives Matter movement, is that it has tunnel vision. It only focuses on one thing, and that's police brutality. There's so much more to the black community, and homelessness is one of those serious issues that they shun like everybody else, and didn't know that someone in their midst, one of their speakers, was actually homeless. This young woman was at the vulnerable stages of homelessness too, because she had just gotten kicked out of her housing from her parents, and the worst part about it is not only did she get kicked out, she got kicked out in the middle of this pandemic. You know why that is worse? Because when I ended up experiencing homelessness, first of all, the shelters, they weren't that much, but it was something you could go into in the winter. When you go in the shelter in the winter, they at least have the warming center where you can sleep on the floor. You can go sit in the library during the day. She didn't have any of those resources. She didn't know where she was going to sleep. She had her stuff, as most people who are experiencing homelessness, in one place. I think a church let her put her stuff there. But she didn't know where she was going. She didn't know where she was going from one night to the next. And so this guy, I think a quote-unquote Christian guy, befriended her and said he was going to give her a ride. And we know what happened. We know the outcome of that. But this happens every day to thousands of young women. If they don't die, as this one young woman did, they are assaulted. They are assaulted. And this young woman went on Twitter and said, "I've been sexually assaulted, sexually molested," is what she said. And now the outcry is going, a person is missing. But it should have been an understanding of her crisis. In this modern day age of technology, why haven't we used technology as just a second? We shouldn't even give it a second thought. Oh, the speaker's homeless. What's her Cash App? What's her Venmo? You know? That would have nipped that in the bud. She could have gotten a hotel room and been safe without a lot of cost to any one person. You got thousands in that crowd. But they're focusing their energy on one area, and that's police brutality. Black Lives Matter on so many other levels. And in this case, it mattered when a young woman was facing homelessness. The word homelessness shouldn't even be in our vernacular anymore. It is such an outdated concept, giving the ability that we have to end it. But people are just as stingy with their cash apps and judgmental with their cash apps as they are when they pass people on the street. You can't be judgmental. If we're going to be judgmental, if we based everything on being judgmental, we wouldn't help the blacks who are brutalized in the street by police. Do you know how many attacks there are on homeless people? I just want to be real. And how many homeless people are arrested because they're just trying to survive? Can you imagine that young woman trying to set up a tent to survive after her parents kicked her out? She would have been the target of the police as well. But where's the outrage? So that's what I don't like about these movements. The Women's Rights March. Where was the street woman? Where were our voices? Where is Oluwatoyin's voices? And excuse me if I don't get the name right, but I'm trying. I'm not Nigerian. But I want to say her name. As she tried to say the names of people who had lost their lives to the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, who's there for her? Who was there for her? No one. So, I just want to say today on my walk that we've got to be inclusive. We've got to be inclusive. Black Lives Matter on so many levels. And homeless Black Americans' lives matter. Women, Black women, lives matter. Street women's lives matter. Oh, I guess I'm saying that all lives matter. Yeah, they do. And people are marginalized in so many ways besides just police brutality. All right, this has been lit. This is from As the Third World and North America Turns. And yeah, I hope you'll join me on another day.